Welcome back to your favorite weekly podcast of all time. Joe Stafford, Chris Matthews, former Seahawk and Raven, rolling with the punches this week. My guy, Chris, happy Thanksgiving, first of all. How was Thanksgiving?
Man, happy Thanksgiving to you too, Joe. Everything's been good, man. You know, just chilling, hanging out with the family. It's pretty much all you can do at these times, but, you know, it's worth it.
Definitely, for sure. Thanksgiving was dope for me, too. Thanks for asking. No, that was good, though. It was good. Had some people down the Cape, like 10 or so people, keeping within the legal logistics and everything. Just had a nice turkey day with the grandparents and everything. So, no, it was good. It was good. Always nice to spend time with the family during these tough times. And hopefully we won't see a huge spike from it. Probably will. But,
Yeah.
But you know what? Take the roll of the punches. Vaccine on the way. Hopefully. We'll see.
Take it?
I'll take it. Yeah, for sure. Are you?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Like, what's your like reservations about it though?
Well, because it's being passed through so fast. Like when you're trying to pass something through especially through the CDC and FDA and get it FDA approved, it takes at least 10 to 15 years, and we're passing it through in like within what 1 or 2 years, or maybe it's shorter than that, probably a couple months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the things that I'm worried about, and I don't. You know, this is just me. Listening to everything, because I make sure I pay attention to everything and research everything. But just from the little bit that I've heard, is that they said that it's going to be 2 vaccines that you have to take. One is going to be the first vaccine. You're going to experience side effects that's going to it's going to have you feeling achy and sore and just messing things that I just don't feel like should be going on if this is supposed to be helping me. You know what I'm saying? And then you take another one to help out with the soreness and all the other stuff that's going to push through everything else that you need that you're supposed to get from this vaccine. So that right there in itself is like, I don't know, like something like that you probably looking up like 20 years later, like on those little infomercials, like if you've ever been diagnosed or had to take this vaccine, please call now. Like, I'm dead. Like, I'm dead. I can't call. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm worried about. So yeah, I just have to see. I'm not against it. I just have to see. And I know, and I can be against it because my kids have to go to school, and I'm pretty sure they're going to make it mandatory for our kids to take it just to go to school. So I got to see, man.
I mean, we both live in like the most liberal states in the country, California and Massachusetts. So I mean, it's going to happen eventually. There's not a shot next fall they don't like require this vaccine, because I think I read by June or something like that they'll have it widely available, like 300 million doses, enough for the whole United States to take. So I'm intrigued about that. It's a valid concern you have. I was looking at the research about it. I saw some polls and everything the CDC put out, and I think it's at 35%, hovering around there. We're hesitant to taking the vaccine in general. So that's a pretty valid concern among a lot of Americans. So it's definitely concerning. I like the fact that the federal government's giving it out for free, at least. That's good. They're not monetizing it. They're trying to end the crisis, which is good. But yeah, it's very weird. It's just a weird situation. Never had to deal with this before. Never had to like go through this process. So it's going to be up and down. I'll probably take it. I'm not going to get it at least until the very late springtime, probably, most likely. They're going to give it out to first line people, EMS people, old people, all the people that need it and everything.
Just let the guinea pigs go first, and then we like, are you good? All right. I'll take it.
I was about to say, Chris, like, you're talking about your Nana being the guinea pig right now? That's pretty sick, dude. That's pretty sick. You're a sick puppy. No, I know. It is weird to think about it that way, though.
Yeah.
Definitely weird. But hey, we had football this week. Yeah, we had football. It was dope. I love football.
I loved it.
But it was weird. One game didn't go through. The Pittsburgh Steelers and Baltimore Ravens. Really, the only supposed to be exciting game of Thanksgiving was canceled essentially and moved first Monday, then Tuesday. Now it's on Wednesday at 3:40. I'm pretty sure. And it's just so odd. Just so weird. I think I picked Pittsburgh, you picked Baltimore, so it's still kind of a hanging in the balance there. And I think Kev's going to give us our updated predictions and like win and loss columns and everything. I think I'm still up, which I'm really, really happy about.
I don't know about that, especially this week. I was on it this week for sure.
Oh, I don't know about that. Want to go back into it? Want to dive in the records here?
Let's see it.
All right, no, because Kev. All right, first of all, shout out to the intern Kev. He's a beast. This dude's a monster. He just churns out content.
Yeah,
Best hire ever.
He hit me up like a couple days ago. I was like, bro, you need anything? And I was like, I was wasted. And I was like, I looked up, I went back to sleep, and I woke back up. And next thing you know, I was like, 2 days later, the message is still sitting there. I'm like, damn, I was supposed to respond back to Kev.
You owe him an apology right here.
I owe him one. I got you, Kev. Don't trip, man.
All right, there we go. All right. Week 12 picks. Let's go down the line here. So Giants won. Dolphins won. So you lost the Jets. So I'm up 1. Titans beat the Colts. I'm up 2.
Just sticking with my team.
Raiders lost. They got smacked by the Falcons. We'll talk about that later because I'm gonna roast Derek Carr. So it's still you're down 2. Bills won, right? Bills won. I think Bills won.
Hold on. Which one do you have? Do you have the list?
No, I'm just reading the because Kev made a graphic for us. So I'm going down the list for who he picked. I think the Bills won.
Seahawks won. Am I going the wrong way? You said week 12. I'm tripping.
Whatever. Anyway, we'll go down the line. Browns. Oh, actually, I need the list up too. Get the list up from week 12.
Yeah. Texans won. Washington won. Niners, of course, won. Falcons won. Bills won. Giants won. The Titans won. I know I picked the Colts for sure, so I lost that one. Vikings won. Your Patriots won.
Hell yeah, they did.
Barely. Jets won.
You guys listen to that? He had to slip it in there. Barely. He gets so salty every time Cam Newton wins. It's so funny.
Hey, man, you know. If you was watching the game, you know. I'm just saying. I'm just going off the list and just giving my thoughts.
I don't know what you're talking about, Chris.
Browns won, Saints won, Chiefs won, Green Bay won, and Seahawks won.
Yeah, so we had a lot of similar picks. You got one up on me from the Niners because I picked the Rams. I picked the Panthers. Actually, no. So I think we tied this week.
Tied?
Oh, actually, no. It's because we were tied, but we have one more game this week. We're recording on Tuesday, if you guys didn't know. So we have a game tomorrow, which is the Ravens Steelers. So that splits it
right there.
That splits it. No, but not to brag or anything, but like me and Chris are picking at a crazy high rate. We're picking like 70% this season.
We're doing really well.
We're doing really well. I mean, like
really well.
There's a reason why people listen to the show, I guess, but like, still, you know what? A little pat on the back.
I know I got some people some money. I know that.
Oh no,
my boy, he threw me a little something on the side, like, here, man, here, thank you. And I'm like, all right, man, don't trip, bro. I got you on the next podcast. Shout out to Golden, man. Good job, bro.
Okay, so I have something similar. My cousin Shane hits me up like clockwork every Sunday at about 11:30. Like, how's my DraftKings lineup looking? I'm like, all right, can I at least split the money with you? I'm basically building your lineup for you. Jesus. But I made some money this week. I made $70 off the Titans Colts. I don't know how the Titans weren't favored in that game. Yeah, I don't know. You picked the Colts. I picked the Titans, but
I definitely picked the Colts.
Yeah, I thought the Titans were gonna be favored in that game, but
I thought it would have been like a close. I mean, it was kind of a close game, but. Man, I thought they was gonna pull that out.
Derrick Henry's just a grown ass man. Like, for real, he's just a grown ass man.
He and everybody is talking about Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers as MVP favorites, but if you're not looking at Derrick Henry and what he's doing, I started thinking that the NFL is rigged with these awards, because Derrick Henry is doing something that nobody else has been doing in a long time at the running back position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair. I was thinking about comparing this because I saw something on social media today that was saying pretty much the same thing, saying Derrick Henry should be in the MVP conversation. And I said, yeah, I can agree with that. I thought back to a comparison I could kind of measure it to. I guess the AP season, right? He won MVP with a bad quarterback and a worse team than Derrick Henry has now. Because Tannehill's been pretty decent this season, so I guess AP deserves it more than Henry does. But if you look at it from that point of view, I really don't think the Titans are anywhere near where they are right now without Derrick Henry. If it's just Tannehill and like a random running back, like no.
Yeah, no. I believe you. I'm on that same boat. It's just I think you have to give some props to the defense as well. Sometimes they're not the favorites, going into a game, but the defense is definitely holding it down for them to be able to run plays that they want to run the way that they do, and as much as they do with the run game.
Yeah, I think you're right 100% on that. Derrick Henry, just beast mode. We all know this. I think most of our viewers understand that as well. So I'm with you. I think I'm on the MVP Derrick Henry train. We'll see if he actually gets any votes. But one thing I gotta bring up here before we move on here: if Derrick Henry gets MVP vote, but Russell Wilson doesn't, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Well, an even better question is, if Russell Wilson doesn't get it, does that hurt his chances of getting in the Hall of Fame in the future? He only has one Super Bowl. He made it to the second one, then he lost that one, and he has not came close since then.
Well, so the way I look at it is, it's like you have to compare it to another guy who hasn't won a lot, right? So let's look at Steve Young. Let's look at Steve Young, right? He has one championship. He led that Niners team to a bunch of deep playoff runs, but only really one championship. As a starting quarterback, I should say, at least, because he won a bunch as a backup. But I think that's probably comparable. I mean, Steve Young has some accolades, not as much as Joe Montana, and not as many championships, obviously. But if you look at it from that point of view, I mean, I guess Steve Young and Russell Wilson are in the same boat there. If Russell Wilson isn't if Russell Wilson isn't a Hall of Fame quarterback, then is Steve Young a Hall of Fame quarterback? I would say no. I would put those guys in the same plane there.
Oh, first off,
I 100% would. If you
not quarterback like that.
No, if you want to look at the breakdowns, right? Look at the breakdowns. Russell Wilson has led his team in rushing 3 seasons. 3.
Okay, but that's different, man. That's different generations. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I understand that it's hard to compare errors and everything. What I'm trying to emphasize is Russell Wilson has led his team in passing yards, passing touchdowns, rushing yards, and sometimes rushing touchdowns in multiple seasons. That's called carrying the load. That's called putting a team on your back. It is. And if you're having success with that company, if you're making the playoffs every year, if you're making at least some deep playoff runs, you make 2 Super Bowls. I think you probably make another one before his career's done. You get DK Metcalf going off for 200 yards against the Eagles.
I bet you need a defense, though. That's the only thing.
They do need a defense. But what I'm saying is the path is still there for the Seahawks to go back to the Super Bowl. That's what I'm trying to say. As long as you have Russell Wilson, you have a shot. And that's another factor I want to use as a measuring stick. If your quarterback keeps you in it year in, year out, no matter what your roster looks like, that's a Hall of Fame quarterback. That's how I look at it, at least. If your quarterback can keep you in a season, regardless of circumstance, regardless of your roster, regardless of your coaching staff, that's a special quarterback. That's a special guy who should be in the Hall of Fame. That's just my view.
I can't go against it, and I just want to state that I'm not saying that Russell Wilson is not going to get into the Hall of Fame. I'm just, just posing a question, just saying what's your thoughts. But
what are your thoughts on it then?
If he doesn't win another Super Bowl, I don't think he's going to be first ballot. I think that.
Well, that's a different discussion. First ballot and Hall of Fame in general, that's a different discussion. I mean, I would probably argue against first ballot too, unless he gets another ring. If he gets another ring, I think he's first ballot. If he gets
another one, then he's for sure has.
Yeah, I think that's barring. I think we're in agreement there. But if he doesn't get another one, he maybe loses another one. Yeah, probably not first ballot, but still a special player no matter what. I'm on the Colin Cowherd train. He loves Russell Wilson. I do too. He's like my prototypical quarterback to build, not even to build around, just like the kind of player arc he has, right? Runs only when he needs to. Runs when the defense gives him the yards to run for. Passes with efficiency. Doesn't turn the ball over a ton. Minus the past couple weeks, we've seen that it kind of happen here. But early season, Russell Wilson takes what the defense gives him every time. Utilizes everything in his arsenal to make his team win. And that's exactly what he's done his entire career. He's the most winningest quarterback up to this point at his age, right? I think he hasn't I forget what the stat was, but
93 total wins at home or something like that.
Some of that. He has a bunch of records that no quarterback has had before at his age, which is that the main metric for me for Hall of Fame, were you a winner? Russell Wilson is, I would say, a bona fide winner. That's what he's done his whole career. Maybe not playoff success.
Yeah, I was about to say during the season.
Yeah, right, but I'm saying during the season. He's propelled his team to the playoffs every year. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they've missed the playoffs. I think it's every year. Yeah. So, yeah, I would say Hall of Fame, Russell Wilson, first ballot, different discussion. But I'm going
with Aaron Rodgers, but I hear you.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Week 12 football. Boom, here we go. Thanksgiving, Turkey Day. We had 2 games, should have been 3 games, but 2 games that were actually pretty entertaining to watch because I like watching the Cowboys get smoked. That's really fun to do. And I like watching the Texans play football. Like that? Yeah, I'm like Stephen A. Smith. I hate the Cowboys. It's just funny to watch. It's just funny to watch. We'll go with the first game here. Houston, Detroit. And might I say, opening touchdown, J.J. Watt, Mr. America, running back that pick six. That was pretty cool.
No, that was amazing.
That was amazing. But I'm kind of pissed at Matt Prater for two reasons. One, you ruined the whole thing by missing the extra point. You took everything away from that return. And two, you're on my fantasy team. He finished with negative points this week because of that. I was pissed. But Mr. America, J.J. Watt on Thanksgiving doesn't get better than that. That's awesome. That's dope.
I think he did a great job, man. J.J. Watt, man, it brought back so many memories of what he was doing before all the injuries and things like that. Like just seeing him being able to time the ball up, jump in the air, catch it, come down on both feet on balanced, and still go in and score without having somebody drag him down. That says a lot about a player of his caliber and at his age with how his body is right now.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because he blocked Cam Newton like 12,000 times in that Patriots game.
Yes.
And,
I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm glad I brought it up too because I wonder from a physics standpoint, Cam Newton's 6'5", and J.J. Watt's like 6'2". Like, how are you throwing the ball that downward? He can just block it. It's just like it's like half his passes get deflected now. It just pisses me off.
It's just all about the look factor.
Bro, this dude has rubber in his shoulder. I swear to God. Like, he cannot throw the ball. I swear to God. We'll save that for the Patriots game. Anyway, Houston, Detroit, 41-25 is the final score. Both moved to 4-7 on the season. And Deshaun Watson's hitting his stride, finally. This late in the season stinks, but hitting his stride finally. 17-25. 318 yards and 4 touchdowns. No turnovers. That's one of the best stat lines of the week.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. It was one of the greater one of his greatest games that he's played in a while, especially after this contract. But he did a great job, man, especially, getting it down the field to Will Fuller and company. He did a great job. Yeah,
Will Fuller, 6 receptions on 171 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he's suspended now. Took illegal medication. He's gone for 6 games. That's a huge storyline. I mean, it would be more of a storyline if Houston actually had a decent record. But still, for Deshaun Watson, you got to lose DeAndre Hopkins. You're losing Will Fuller now. What do you have? You have Randall Cobb. First of all, shout out Randall Cobb, Stafford Matthews. Every show, I swear to God, every single show. We should be part of his marketing team. His agent should be paying us right now.
Hey, man, I know them Instagram numbers is going up because of us.
Yeah, okay. Our 71 followers on Instagram really putting it up there. Also, if you guys aren't following us on Instagram, follow us because it's pretty good content too. Bunch of clips from the show, a bunch of different polls and everything. It's worth it. Kev the intern runs it. Kev the intern, shout out. Just a content producer. This guy's awesome.
Pop our little hashtag. I mean, pop our little IG name on the bottom right there, Kev.
At Stafford and Matthews right there. Anyway, Brandon Cooks had a good game too. 85 yards and 5 receptions. On the line side of the football, it was actually a pretty entertaining game. Matt Stafford, very average day, 28-42, 295 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Not great on Turkey Day because he's usually one of the better quarterbacks on Thanksgiving. They play every single year. But a cool storyline, a really cool storyline. Adrian Peterson, 55 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day on 15 carries. It was just cool to see, one of my youth's running backs who really people have written off at this point is 4th or 15 now in like 3 years. Just really power through, have a great day on Thanksgiving on national television. Shout out to AP. We all miss him dominating the game, but it was cool to see kind of a flash of what used to be.
Absolutely, man. Adrian Peterson was running the ball the way I knew. And sometimes it makes me feel like he's like trying to reserve. He's just, pulling back a little bit throughout the season just to let Swift go. I don't know. But just seeing him play like this, granted, Houston's team is not Houston's defense has not been the best this year, but still, you know what I'm saying? Like at his age, the way he's been bounced around, and he came out there and played his ass off for sure.
I was watching this game with my dad. And I kept watching, like, wow, this drive's going really long. They ran the ball 11 times in a row. It didn't stall. 11 times in a row. First down, first down, first down, first down. Like that's pretty embarrassing if you're Houston. But you know what? It's even more embarrassing if you're the Patriots because you only ran your star running back 11 times against the defense and lost.
You know what I'm saying? This is against a defense that's not been doing good against the run.
Yeah, so. for sure. I got a bone to pick though. I don't mean any disrespect or anything else though, because I love that this guy is receiving coach. I had him on the podcast a few times. Great guy, great connection. But dude, Mohamed Sanu, you catch a touchdown and 4 receptions and 32 yards, and you get a 2-point conversion too. That's 10 times the production you gave me in New England. 10 times. like, dude, we spent a second round pick on your ass and you got cut, and now you want to ball out on the best day of the year? Are you kidding me? Dude, just give me a break. I feel like I was getting stabbed in the chest a little bit, or stabbed in the back, I should say. It's just like, dude, come on.
Just a small bit of resurgence. You know, he had to let the leash go a little bit off of Bill Belichick, because we all know how Bill Belichick is and how he runs his organization. If you're not that guy, you're not getting much slack out there.
Yeah, no, it's funny though too, because I you know, like the people have the angel and the devil on their shoulder talking about right and wrong choice and everything. I just had you on my shoulder, was like making fun of me in my ear when he scored that touchdown. I had Chris saying, just laughing in my ear.
Shout out to Sanu.
Yeah, shout out to Sanu. I mean, I'm happy for him. It's just I would be happier for him if he was on the Patriots scoring these touchdowns. But anyway, next game on the agenda was the Washington football team and the Dallas Cowboys. The most enjoyable game on Turkey Day, because watching the Cowboys get smacked around was just so funny. Alex Smith scores a win on Thanksgiving Day. Second game was the starter for the Washington football team. 19-26, 149 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Not a great day. But you know who had a great day, Chris? Antonio freaking Gibson. Yes, 20 carries, 115 yards, and 3 touchdowns, 5.8 yards a carry. They just couldn't stop him on Thursday.
No, they couldn't at all. It's something that, you know what I'm saying? Like, this rookie is coming into his own, honestly. Like, he is really like starting to get that feeling of like, yeah, I deserve to be here and I'm going to stay. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be out here balling, and he showed it, man. Yeah,
for sure. He also added 21 yards and 5 receptions as well. They use this guy everywhere. Great weapon to have. They lucked out, and as a rookie too, he's producing at a very high level. And I said it before a couple episodes ago. Washington has a couple pieces. Terry McLaurin, 7 receptions, 92 yards on 9 targets. He's a baller. He'll be a star receiver in just a couple of years now. J.D. McKissick had a pretty decent game as well, but he's a pretty good guy in general. I think he's a good 1-2 back with Antonio Gibson. Once they get a quarterback in there, maybe a guy like Trey Lance, like they have a shot at making a run at this NFC East, because the division stinks out loud. Absolutely. They're not out of playoff contention yet. They're 4-7. It's like, what? They're like, I mean, it boggles my mind. That division will have a losing team be the winner of that division, which is just mind-boggling.
Yeah. Hey, we were the winners of the losing division.
You know, it's like the NFC South a few years ago. I think the Panthers won it at 7-8-1 or something like that. Yeah, 7-8-1, something stupid like that.
That was a shitty year for sure.
Oh, it's like they should make a rule against this. Like, a losing team should not be in the playoffs.
And then do what? Allow somebody else to go in, take their place?
No, it's something like that. Yeah, look at the give me an example here. The NFC West, right? Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks, right? Those 3 teams should make the playoffs anyway. But if they don't, like, I don't know, just something like that. I don't know, it's hard for interconference play. Yeah, you should be letting better teams into the playoffs. It's better for business. You should not have these shitty NFC East teams go to the playoffs. The Cowboys should not be in the playoffs. The Washington football team definitely shouldn't be in the playoffs. Carson Wentz is the quarterback for the Eagles. That already eliminates them. Like, this shouldn't be a thing. They should not be in the playoffs. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but it's just like, goddamn, you should not be in the playoffs.
I hear you. I mean, this definitely should be something, something should definitely go on, and they should change this rule. But, it's part of the game, so can't really get mad at it.
Yeah, but I can definitely see them changing the rule, especially after this year.
NFL?
Yeah, I can see them doing that. You don't think so?
When have you ever seen them change a rule?
When people got concussions.
That's the only time. Any other time, right there.
I only needed one example, Chris. You only asked for one.
Right there. The NFL ain't change. They're not changing anything. They're gonna make some new rules to overtake another rule, but they're not gonna change no rules out there.
I think you're right, but I hope you're wrong. Does that make sense? I think you're right, but I hope you're wrong. Next game there, Sunday afternoon football. Miami and the New York Jets. The Jets stay 0-11. And Chris, you picked the Jets. Can I get a refresher as to why?
Because, Joe, were we not supposed to be going up for the president and GM?
Well, here's the thing.
That's the only reason why I picked them. I'm sticking with the Jets because I want a job from them. I want them to let me be the GM or the president and let me run that team to success.
Right,
that's the only reason.
But if they go 0-16, they'll be even more desperate to hire us, and we get to draft Trevor Lawrence.
That's what I'm
So,
saying, Joe.
but you picked him to win.
Get on the bandwagon.
You want him to lose. You don't want him to win. You want him to lose.
No, I don't want them to lose. I want them to win.
But then you won't get Trevor Lawrence.
They lost. They lost because they wanted to do that stupid stuff. That's not me. Like I can clearly see that what they have out there right now is not winning. The only thing that's consistent out there is Rashad Perriman and Joe Flacco. That's the only consistent thing that's going on out there.
No, there's one more consistent thing. The terrible head coaching of Adam Gase. That's pretty consistent.
Well, I mean, we can clearly see they're not letting him go at all.
Okay, wait, so if we get hired, can we fire Adam Gase the first day?
Not even the first day. I would say like the first 5 seconds. Like, yeah, sign your name right here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Because he doesn't need to be there. Like, I don't even want you as an equipment manager. You might mess that up. Like, I don't want none of that. Get him out of there. Everybody else who thinks he's good, who thought he was good, and came on board with him, you guys are leaving too. All of you guys.
It's just like, why does he have a job still? Like, I would rather have Bill O'Brien. I'd rather have Matt Patricia. I'd rather have all these guys. I'd rather have, who else we got fired in the last couple of years? Who was the Lions head coach that got fired last year? I mean, 2 years ago. Patricia replaced him.
Oh, that's the dude who had fought cancer, wasn't it?
No, that's Chuck Pagano. I'd take Chuck Pagano too. I'd take Chuck Pagano over Adam Gase. I would take all these guys. I'd take myself over Adam Gase. This guy's a moron. He's not good at coaching.
Yeah, no, but what I think, I mean,
Marvin Lewis, I guess too, but yeah.
Yeah, but see, and that's exactly the person who I was going to bring up in this situation right here. I just feel like, just like how Marvin Lewis was able to stay there as long as he was, I feel like they have Adam Gase has something on them. And that's the only reason why I think he's still there and why Marvin Lewis stayed in for so long. You're telling me this is a coach, which, don't get me wrong, he's a black coach. I support that. But you're talking about you went 10 years without getting to the playoffs. 10 years without getting to the playoffs.
A decade.
You was able to stay there the whole time. Draft players, let players go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really did. You really allowed that. They really allowed that to happen. So now I'm looking at Adam Gase, and I'm like, something has to be going on. Like, he has to either somebody in his family married the owner's daughter, or something is going on. Like, there's no way that would just be sitting there when you're looking at all the rest of these coaches out here getting tossed to the side.
My pick is that he has nudes of the owner, or he caught the owner in an affair. One of those two. That's my favorite one. I want to think about that.
That would be a good one.
That'd be a great affair. Woody Johnson, whatever the hell his name is. That'd be hilarious. That'd be so funny.
Man.
Are you kidding me? Actually, before we move on, I want to bring that up actually, because you bring up Marvin Lewis being stuck around, and you bring up the fact that he's black, and you want to support black coaches and everything. I support that too. But one question, or actually not even a question. I'll make a statement that I want you to respond to it. I don't care if you're white, black, purple. I don't care if you're Christian, Jewish, Muslim. I don't care of any race, creed, religion, anything. If you're not a good coach, you should not be a coach.
Absolutely.
Blank line, period. And I hate when people bring up politics and that stuff. It's like, it's not all about politics. It's just like, if you can coach and you can coach, I don't care what you look like. If you're a good football coach, I will hire you. And I have a problem with that too, because people like the NFL, right? They're giving like second round picks away for just because they want to hire ethnicity coaches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's good. I guess you want them to hire that, I guess, but it's like, you should be hiring on merit. That's number one. And number two, you are now giving teams advantages over other teams just because you want to satisfy some identity politics in your own coaching ranks. Like that should not be happening. Like I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But I think my whole thing is, especially when I'm talking about black coaches and the lack thereof are as head coaches in the league, is the fact that we don't even have the opportunity. We don't even have the chance to prove to people that we are good coaches. Fair. That's the thing. Like when you look at coaches, and when we're looking at coaching and their coaching staffs, a lot of their coaching staffs has been their best friends since they've been in the league or when they started coaching. You know, coaching is all about relationships. That's all it's about. And if I don't have a relationship with this guy over here and he just so happens to be black, I'm probably not going to give it to him. Just the same as if he was brown, yellow, whatever other color that we have out here. That's the thing, and that's what we need to break. And honestly, it doesn't have to be black people. I just wanted to be a good coach. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
It's never like me having a white coach or a Hispanic coach or anything like that has never deterred me away from listening to him and thinking if he had the best, had my best, put his best foot forward or not.
Right.
So I don't care about the color. I care about giving people the chance. And it just so happens that black people are fighting to be put in that position.
That's a fair point. I'm with that. That's a fair point. I can understand that point of view 100%. And people keep bringing this up as well. You look at guys like Steve Wilkes, got fired. He was a one-done year in Arizona, and people called the Cardinals organization racist. But then they had Dennis Green as a coach for a long, long time. They had Todd Bowles as a coach for a long time. Yeah. So that's where it's like people take things to the extreme and then ruin what's actually happening. I hate that. That's what's annoying about it. It's just like, take it for what it is. Do not stretch it. Do not add on to it. It's just like, it is what it is. Yeah. He's a good football coach and he's black. That's it.
Absolutely.
That's all I care about. And it shouldn't have to be extended on either side. It's just like, dude, it's football. Just let me enjoy. Let's enjoy football together. How about that? That's like all I care about. It's just so annoying. It's so frustrating.
And then when you hear people say that, right? That's the people that really just doesn't know much about football. They don't know about the intricacies that goes on in the back behind the scenes with, like I said, the relationships that you would have with certain people, and just being able to call the right play at the right time, or just have or just to sell me that you understand that you know what you're understanding what you know what you're doing. Like Adam Gates, that's what he did to get a job. He sold that he was a really good coach. I'm pretty sure if they had been like, all right, let me see this man's game plan. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. He wouldn't have been there. He sold it, and now it's just showing that he was faking it.
I just don't think they respect him. I wouldn't respect the guy either. He's a weenie. He's a robot. He doesn't he's not a leader of men. That's for damn sure. It's just like he should not be a coach. Bottom
Absolutely.
line. He should not be hired.
Now, I'm not gonna diminish a man and just say like he can't do anything. Like he could probably do something else. Just on my team. If I was a Jets president or GM, he wouldn't be on my team. But overall, all the 31 other teams, he probably could do something.
He'd be great at the food stand. I'd hire him right away. Little French fries, chicken tenders.
In my facility. I don't want you nowhere near the Jets organization. Go home, bro, or go somewhere else.
Janitor, parking lot attendant, no?
None of that.
None of it. All right. We're purging Adam Gase.
I don't want it rubbing off on my team.
Fair enough. We're purging Adam Gase. Bottom line. That's it. He's gone. He's out. I like it. Miami and the Jets. Jets lost. Shocker. Ryan Fitzpatrick comes back on his new team and beats that living hell out of the Jets. 24-39, 257 yards, a couple touchdowns. Running the ball at 10 yards as well. Receiving, Devontae Parker just ate alive the secondary for 119 yards. Mike Gesicki, who's on my freaking bench in fantasy, had a touchdown and 35 yards. I was pissed about that. Side note, I won my fantasy game this week by less than a point. Less than a point.
I won by 3 points.
That's pretty close too. But like less than 1 point. I was shitting myself. I was having a panic attack. I was sweating, and it came down to last night. All right, so the way it went, I was down 110 to 125. That was the score. I had DK Metcalf to play. He had Miles Sanders to play.
Man.
In the first quarter,
it's scary too.
I know. In the first quarter goes by and DK has like 12 catches. I'm like, this could happen. I'm freaking out. I'm like, this could happen. And gets to the end of the game here, and Miles Sanders rips off like a 30-yard run. I'm like, fuck. I'm like freaking out like I lost the game. And they call a holding penalty to bring it back. I'm freaking out in my chair. My dad's screaming from the other room, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to sleep. And I'm like, I'm just like, I don't care, Dad. I'm trying to focus on my fantasy team. And then he scores a 2-point conversion. And I'm like, did I just lose at the 2-point conversion?
Yeah.
And it's 126.5 to 127.0. I'm like, it's over. It's over. I'm freaking out. The onside kick happens. It's oh my God. The biggest sigh of relief. Probably took like 12 years off my life. I don't care. $200 in the line. $200 in the line. But yeah.
Good. So good.
But yeah, any thoughts on this game, or you want to move on here? Because this game was just.
Move on, man. I'm good off of that one.
Next game on the agenda. I swear to God, I even picked this game. This is just what came up on the schedule. The Patriots and the Cardinals, 20-17 final score. My New England Patriots moved to 5-6. The Cardinals drop to 6-5. And I want to preface this.
Watch the game though.
Yeah, I watch. Of course, I watched the game.
So what do you? So you're taking this win like, oh yeah, we're taking this and getting the hell up out of here, or you're like, oh, we actually did a good job. Which one is it?
I'm starting the bus on at the end of the game and running away. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Because Cam Newton can't throw the football. He can't do it.
God.
He literally can't do it. The opening, if you guys didn't catch the opening drive of the game, incomplete pass, sack, and then pick. That was the first 2 plays of the game. I'm like, oh, it's going to be one of those games. Awesome. And Marcus Golden gets the pick, and then Kenyon Drake scores, I think, 2 plays later, 7-0 in the first, minute and a half. I'm like, this is going to be a shit show. And for a while, I thought it was going to be like that. But our defense bails us out like they always do, and Cam Newton escapes yet again with a victory he did not earn by himself. 9 of 18. 9 of 18. 84 yards, 2 picks, no touchdowns. Added 46 yards on the ground, all of which, by the way, was like a run on 3rd and 15. That's like half his yards on the ground. So you can take those away as well. I'm not defending Cam Newton. I've really tried to avoid defending Cam Newton on this podcast, even though you've been absolutely merciless against him this entire time. I'm not trying to defend Cam Newton. No, I mean, I told you, he's rubbering his shoulder. He can't throw the football. We talked about this earlier, his mechanics. He throws the ball at the ground. Like, he releases so low for no reason. Like, you're 6'5". You do not need to release the ball that low. It freaks me out.
I mean, you got to think about it. He's 6'5". What's Bird's height? What, 5'8"?
I think
get it to these guys, and he's like, I'm throwing it, but it's either too high or too short.
He's about 4'7".
There's no time to gel right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're 100% right. Also, he's throwing a Demir Bird as the number 1 receiver. That's probably a problem as well. But you know what?
Here you go, a problem. He couldn't just be a great player that just came out of nowhere, huh?
Dude, come on.
See, look at you again. Here we go again. Stop it. Stop it, guys. Sound the horns, Kev. Sound them for me. This is Joe Stafford shitting on his team once again.
I think we need a douchebag bell to ring every time I do this. But I mean, it's warranted. When you love something, you have the right to criticize it, just like the country, just like my Patriots. I mean, they haven't been good this year. That's the bottom line. They have not been good. They don't have the personnel to be good. So I give Belichick a little bit of a break on that. Actually, you know what? It should probably
I don't.
Well, I would say coaching wise, personnel wise, it's his fault. But coaching wise, you only have what you have to work with on the field. What?
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, personnel-wise, yeah, it's his fault because he didn't put the talent around the team to succeed. That's his fault on that front. But as strictly a coach, you only have so much to work with on that team. Demir Bird's number 1 receiver. Jacoby Myers is number 2. Edelman has COVID. N'Keal Harry's a bum. He shouldn't be on the team anymore. Sony Michel came back for a single snap. And Damian Harris, yeah, he's good. You hit on that one. That's about it. And yeah, Cam Newton can't throw the fucking football. That's what you're dealing with.
So you're telling me that out of the relationship between Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, Tom Brady won?
I would say it's even. I would say it's a dead even draw right now because you see Brady getting blown out by the Chiefs on Sunday afternoon football. Mm-hmm. It's obvious that Arians doesn't like the guy, and it's obvious that Brady doesn't like Arians either. There's a very toxic relationship down there. It's like the Real Housewives of Tampa Bay down there. It's very odd. I don't like it. Bruce Arians said today on the radio that Brady was calling all the plays. I'm like, you're telling me that Tom Brady wants to take 7-step drops and get nailed by a linebacker on a blitz? No. He's 42 years old. He doesn't want to do that. That's just a lie. That's a flat-out lie. Yeah. You're protecting Byron Leftwich, which makes no sense to me. Byron Leftwich, who the hell is Byron Leftwich? He was the 7th overall pick with the Jacksonville Jaguars, stunk out loud, was out of the league in 6 years. He was a career backup.
Byron Leftwich wasn't good?
In the NFL? No, he was not good in the NFL. In college, he was good. NFL? No, stunk. If you guys can't see, Chris is shaking his head, but we can go with the stats if you want.
Listen, bro. This is my thing. This is where I have a problem with what you said about Bill Belichick.
Okay.
Because Bill Belichick, you said it, not me. You said Bill Belichick is the coach. So
Yes.
when you're the coach, you have to build the plays around your players. So now you're telling me now he's no, don't give me that.
I would
So
say
now
that.
you're telling
I would
me
say that.
not only did he not put players around, I mean put players on his team to be successful,
That's
which
on him.
I don't believe.
That's on him.
Because you're talking about COVID. There's a lot of players that decided not to play this year because of COVID.
Oh God, you lost Marquise Lee. Woe is me. That's all you lost on offense.
But I'm talking about, and I was just about to say, more on defense, and that's the driving force of his team. We all know that Bill Belichick is a genius at defense. That's what he is. That's what he is good at. But also on the offensive end, he's smart at that too. And so when you're sitting here telling me that you're a coach who draws up the plays, you can't sit there and tell me that he did not do a good job at drawing the plays. That's just not what I want to hear. Like I don't.
Okay.
That's not something good to me. That sounds like he's losing.
Hear me out.
Even if Tom Brady is getting blown up in the backfield.
Okay, so hear me out. Well, one, like I said earlier, Brady and Belichick are equal to each other. They both need each other. I think it's evident as of right now.
Yes, so they're going back. He's going back, or is Tom?
No, he's not going back. Here's a little tidbit for you, though. This is going to tie into what I was going to say earlier. Belichick isn't calling these offensive plays. Josh McDaniels is.
Yeah.
That's not on Belichick. That's on McDaniels. He's not shaping the offense around
Belichick as well. Nothing is getting passed without Belichick, and we all know that.
All right, Bill Belichick at this point is giving the reins to Josh McDaniels for the past, I think, 6 seasons. Just said, "Hey, Josh, I trust you. Do what you got to do." Bill Belichick is not calling an HB screen on 3rd and 28. He's not doing that. I'm telling you right now. He's not. That's Josh freaking McDaniels. I'm just telling you. That's who it is.
So look, okay. Little insight. Super Bowl on the 1 yard line. Game's on the line. Mm-hmm. Sitting on the sideline, pissed off when I just knew, not because I just thought I was better than anybody else on that field. I didn't think that at all. I just felt in my body, in the streak that I was on at that time, I should have been in on that. I should have been in that game, done something, block, run a decoy, catch the ball, run the ball in. I don't care. Whatever it was, I would have done it. When I was on the sideline and I'm sitting next to the coaches because I was ready to go back in, I heard the play call. Coach Carroll said, yeah, run it. Then you turn around and we get a pick on the 1 yard line. That told me that nothing is getting past the head coaches. So when you're talking about the offensive coordinator just calling plays because Bill Belichick isn't calling the offense no more, that doesn't mean anything to me. That just tells me that Bill Belichick was on his side like, hey, man, yeah, run that play. If you're the coach and you're the head coach and you're smart enough to know, this ain't going to work, you have to veto that play right then and there. Call another play or I got it. Don't worry about it.
Well, whether or not he should veto
Andy Reid does it a lot.
Right, and I would agree with you to a certain extent. I think Belichick has a responsibility to veto that. Whether or not he's doing that is up to him. What I'm trying to emphasize here, there's a difference between the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl with 20 seconds left versus a third down in week 12. You know what I mean? There's a difference there.
All of it means the same. To me, I was always taught that.
I think the stakes are a little bit different.
Practice like a champion. You play like a champion. So every game is going to be easy for you. So these are championship games. I don't care if it's week 1, week 2, or week 15. It has to be played, and it needs to be played at a high level.
Fair is fair. I think you're right on that. But I just think Belichick has done the best job possible with the roster he has now. I think he's responsible for the roster he has now because, COVID hit, right? COVID hit, yeah. You made a good point about that. But his roster wasn't built in a year. He's responsible for all the personnel over the past 20 years. This is his roster. He built it. The past 5 years have been horrible. Mm-hmm. Free agency-wise, horrible. Trade-wise, even worse. Draft-wise, worst of all.
Yeah.
So that's on him. GM Bill Belichick, I'm very angry at. Coach Bill Belichick, I'm pretty happy with. Considering the circumstance, I'm pretty happy with him, circumstance-wise. Also, if you want to read Byron Leftwich's record here, most threw his 15 touchdowns. He also had 16 picks that same year. And he played for He played for 9 years to his credit, but he only started 2 of those seasons. So say what you want. I don't think he's that good.
Listen, bro. It happens. It's the NFL. We know what kind of player he was in college and how
In college,
it turned out. Because when you're talking about great college players, first person that comes to mind to me is Reggie Bush, arguably the best college player of all time in my book.
Johnny Football, baby.
Absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not. But that's another story. But
same story, really.
Honestly, Reggie Bush, arguably the greatest football player to ever play college football. But then goes into the NFL and is maybe the 7th, 8th best player on the team, and that's saying
he,
a lot.
He was average to above average.
Only 11 players on the field.
Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah, that makes sense. College is different than the pros.
Yeah.
Point taken. So Patriots won. Feeling really good about myself. Feeling really bad. I picked against them in the weekly picks. But you know what? Still, you know what? I'm as a Patriots fan at heart, I'm feeling pretty good. My NFL mind in my head said don't pick the Patriots. My heart said pick them. My head beat my heart that time. But you know what? Watching that game Sunday, I felt pretty good. I felt pretty good.
What do you think about Simmons hitting Cam on the sideline?
I would follow him on Instagram afterwards. I was like, thank you. I sent him a DM. I was like, thank you. I sent him a quick thank you. I did. Because one of the he's a great kid. He's gonna be a special player in a couple of years because he flew all over the field against us the entire game.
He was all over there.
In zone, even again in run defense, he made great plays all over the game. But he's a rookie, not a vet. That play was the number one indicator he's still a rookie. If you hit a quarterback anywhere near the sideline, you're getting a flag. You should know that. Anywhere near the sideline, you're getting a flag.
If you look at it, he was in bounds. Right,
but what I'm trying to say is the NFL is shaped, their
quarterback.
Their politicals. If you hit a quarterback and you don't pick him up and then drop him down nicely with a pillow, you're getting a flag. No matter if it's in the pocket, outside, anywhere. It's offensively driven. It's quarterback protected. If you hit Cam Newton, if you hit Sam Bradford, if you hit any quarterback in the NFL, if you hit him, I'm serious. And look, I was trying to emphasize a bad quarterback. Look, any quarterback in the league, hit him anywhere near the sideline as he's going out of bounds, that's a flag.
Yeah.
Bottom line, that's a flag.
I hear you 100%.
And whether or not that's an actual penalty is a different story. I don't think it was. I think it's a good hit. If I'm a coach, I'm saying, yeah, good job. Just don't do it again. But yeah, I mean, point taken. You know what? Make them respect you. If you hit your quarterback, that's a different game.
If you see me, you better slide.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would say too. But bonehead play, out of bounds, should not hit them. Your head should be telling you something different. So thank you, Isaiah Simmons. You saved the football game for us, and we walk away with a W. That's all I care about. You go to LA next week against the Chargers. Yeah. Rookie quarterbacks usually suck against Bill Belichick, so I think it's a W for us. Anthony Lynn showed on Sunday he can't coach for shit. That time management towards the end of the game was horrendous. He let 20 seconds bleed off the clock. He had a shot to win the football game. Didn't happen. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think the Patriots win that game. You stay in LA for the next week too against the Rams. Hopefully, I'll be out in LA with you, Chris. We'll see if that actually ends up happening.
Yeah, we got it.
We'll figure that out after the show. The Rams the week after. Jared Goff, not great against the Patriots historically at Super Bowl 53. So hopefully you get a win out there. And then you finish the season off against the AFC East. The Bills, you almost beat a few weeks ago. You can beat them again. I think you do beat them again. Or you do beat them for the first time. I think they beat them. And you beat the Bills. I think you beat the Dolphins because I think Fitzpatrick shits his pants towards the end of the season. And I think you beat the Jets because of the Jets.
Yeah.
There's a path there. And the reason why I say that is because you need Cleveland to drop a couple of games or at least one game. And it's the Cleveland Browns, so they're going to drop a game. I'm not really worried about that. There's a path there. I mean, I'm still fairly confident. I'm keeping the faith.
You got a shot. It's a long one, but you got a shot. And I think that just even thinking like that, man. I hate when you have to think like, oh man, we got to make sure, we got to pray that this team lost. We got to pray that this team does this. Like I hate thinking like that. That just makes me feel like such a shitty person or a shitty player for my team to even be in this position. You know?
Yeah, as soon as your team sucks, everyone's a mathematician. I swear to God. As soon as your team stinks, it's like, all right, this team needs to lose, this team needs to lose. It's like your Albert freaking Einstein over there trying to figure out your pathway to the playoffs.
Like,
That's how I felt.
How did you figure this out?
Yeah, literally. That's how I felt the last couple of weeks. Next game. Panthers-Vikings, 28-27 final score. Kirk Cousins, of all people, leads a game-winning drive. So, I mean, that's pretty cool for Spencer. I mean, I sent him a congratulatory text. I'm like, you're welcome.
How did you feel about that?
I mean, the Panthers were up early. Yeah, with a touchdown. Yeah. Panthers are up early. They actually played them pretty close. And Kirk Cousins comes roaring back. I did not expect that, to say the least. But good game. Justin Jefferson balled out. Had a great game.
He's an animal.
He's a beast. He's a monster. But overall, I mean, yeah, Teddy Bridgewater's first game back. Can't really expect that much from him. He put up 27 points for Teddy Bridgewater. It's not bad. Interesting game. They had a shot at the end there. The field goal went wide left or something like that. So, I mean, they had a shot. It would have been so funny if Kirk lost him a field goal, too, after all that. That would have been so funny. But, yeah, no, pretty good game for Kirk Cousins. I think that was a signature W, if you want to say that, to add to his 1-10 Monday Night Football collection. But yeah, good game, Kirk Cousins, 28-27. Keep you in the playoff hunt a little bit. But, yeah, good game.
Yeah, no, it was a solid game. I don't really have much to talk about this game besides the fact that Kirk Cousins proved you wrong and took his team and didn't choke. Took his team down and didn't choke.
That's fair. Like the first time ever. So yeah. I'm happy for him. Yeah. All right, next game. Cleveland-Jacksonville. 27-25 is the final score. Cleveland takes the W in a very close game. Mm-hmm. And this is why, like, you guys had to listen to us, because the Cleveland Browns are frauds. Like they're frauds. Like being 8-3. The Patriots are what, 5-6, and the Cleveland freaking Browns are 8-3. No, they're frauds. Huge frauds. Massive frauds. Extreme frauds. They almost lost to Mike Glennon. Mike Glennon.
Who knows who that is?
Mike Glennon tossed 2 touchdowns and 235 yards on you. Mike, I can't even get over that. It's like this team stinks. Baker Mayfield is so bad.
Yeah.
He's so bad.
I don't understand what he was doing in the first drive. I'm like, bro, you're going backwards. Like, do you not understand that right now? Like, what are you looking at right now, bro?
And he's just lucky he has a great supporting cast. Nick Chubb is carrying this team. 144 yards on 19 carries and a touchdown. Kareem Hunt adds 62 yards on the ground as well. And then you have Juice Landry just 143 yards and a touchdown on only 8 receptions. Like, if Baker Mayfield did not have the best weapon cache in the NFL, he would be out of a job already. I'm sold on that.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's just, man, it's just hard to see this, man, when you're talking about a player of his caliber. Be honest with you, coming out of college, like, you would have thought this guy was gonna take the NFL by storm, and it's like he's just got progressively worse.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm starting to feel like he's starting to get that same mentality that Johnny Manziel had of, like, you can't tell me anything, and I'm gonna play it the way I want to play. Which I don't have nothing against that. Like, you do have to play the game the way you got there. To be honest with you, like, that's how I feel. Like, you have to play it the way you got there. But at some point in time, there is a time where you have to be like, okay, I can play the game the way I want to play it, but I do have to make some adjustments somewhere just to make this happen. So
that's on coaching staff too, I would say. But we always know Cleveland.
I necessarily don't think so. I think it's just on him. Like, you didn't had how many off seasons has he had now? 2. Like, you like I said in the beginning of the season, when we was talking about all this COVID stuff and all that stuff like that, like, I'm looking at Cam up at SC. I'm looking at Tyrod Taylor up at SC. I'm looking at OBJ and Landry up at SC with the rest of the receivers. But where is Baker Mayfield? Nowhere to be found.
Eat potato chips in the stadium.
Get any better if you don't work out with your team.
Yeah, for sure. It was like the commercials. He's eating potato chips with his wife at the stadium, empty stadium.
Yeah, you're out here trying to make commercials and stuff with Saquon.
Yeah, this guy has so many endorsements. He has Progressive and he has Hulu too. It's like, why are you paying this guy money? I'll do it.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it though, because I'm gonna say this, Joe. I actually enjoy those commercials that he's on. Like, they do make me laugh, especially the one where he's acting like the stadium is his home, and he's trying to clean up and get ready for the game. I'm like, I actually like it. It's funny to me, but his gameplay is not funny at all.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of funny when you're not a Browns fan. When you're not a Browns fan, it's kind of funny. But on Jacksonville's side, another rookie running back. You have Antonio Gibson balling out, and now you have James Robinson.
Got him on my fantasy.
Yeah, and you're smart to do that. 22 carries, 128 yards, and a touchdown, 5.8 yards a carry. Also adds 31 yards on the ground on 5 receptions, the third most on the team for the day. I don't know if this says more about the Browns or the Jaguars here, because the Jaguars actually kept the Steelers pretty much in check, the only undefeated team in the league. They actually played them pretty tough. They played Cleveland tough. I don't know if it's just Jacksonville's moral victory or Cleveland's moral defeat. I really don't know how to look at it. I think it's both. It's probably both. But yeah, just overall, not a great game if you're Cleveland. Bottom line.
Absolutely. You know what really just sealed the deal for me on this guy. And I got to go back to him because I'm on the boat with you. I want to get on him, Baker Mayfield. How are you in the red zone, busted coverage, Higgins running wide open in the middle of the field, and you decide to throw the ball unorthodox off your back foot? Like, I don't even know. I can't say that he works on it or he doesn't work on it. But to me, it doesn't look like he worked on it, because he sailed the ball over this guy's head and he's running wide open, Joe. And I was like, is he like, what is he trying to do? I feel like he's trying to throw the game like this the longest yard, and he's out here throwing the game for some extra money. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell is Baker Mayfield doing? And he's just, the only person that he can get it to is Landry. That's the only one he can get it to. And then you're talking about, you have Odell Beckham, who I think is the best wide receiver in that whole receiving core. But you just don't have no kind of chemistry with him, and you can't get nobody else the ball but Landry. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, especially early in the season before OBJ went down with that ACL and everything. But it's just
what
wild.
I'm saying? And if that's the case, then I need to start running more plays with Landry getting the ball instead of somebody else.
Chris, I got no answers for you. I got no answers for you.
I don't either, man.
I got nothing.
None.
Anyway, Titans-Colts, 45-26. This is all Derrick Henry. Like, this was a monster game. I want to get the stat line here before I misspeak. I think he had 3 touchdowns, almost all in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And he had 178 yards on 27 carries and 3 touchdowns. It's like, this doesn't really get better than that. It really does not get better than that. He's just a monster. King Henry is keeping the crown over the Colts here.
Absolutely.
Rivers was tough. Didn't have a great game. Running game was tough without Jonathan Taylor for the Colts as well. But overall, I think this showed the Colts are frauds. Like I said, for weeks now, the Colts are just a team that messes up your schedule. That's the bottom line. They mess up your schedule. They ruin your playoff seeding, but they don't do anything themselves. They're someone else's antagonist. They're not their own protagonist. They don't win important games. They win unimportant games to ruin your favorite team's schedule, and then they lose in the first round of the playoffs. That's who the Colts are.
All they need is a quarterback, bro. I think that's all it is. Like, when they had a quarterback, when they had Peyton Manning, they were the best team smoking. When they had Andrew Luck, am I saying that right? Andrew Luck?
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank. Andrew Luck. They were actually good. You know what I'm saying? Like, now they don't have a true quarterback, and it just shows. Like, they don't know what they want to do out there, and it's confusing. But my question is, do you think T.Y. Hilton is back after this performance?
No.
No?
I would say no. I think he's too injury prone now. He's too old. I think it's just done for him.
I feel you. I just want to see my receivers win.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not. I like T.Y. Hilton. Not like I don't like him. I think he's a great guy. Had some significant success in this league for a long time. I think it's just time to hang him up. I think he's done. That's just my opinion. I think Michael Pittman Jr. though is a beast. I think he's a monster.
I think Michael Pittman Jr. is definitely a good player. I think he's a solid like number 2, maybe.
Yeah, I think he has low one side potential. We'll see if they can develop it with a good quarterback. But yeah, I think he has all the measurables, all the intangibles. We'll see if he can get it done.
We'll see. I'm not gonna go that high, but we'll see. If I'm wrong, I'm just gonna be wrong.
Yeah, for sure. Next game, Giants Bengals. Holy shit, horrible game. 19-17. The Giants moved an impressive 4-7, and the Bengals remain at a 2-8-1. God, this is horrible. Joe Burrow obviously tears his ACL, MCL, and a bunch of other shit in his knee, goes down and leaves the Bengals pretty much in waiting with nobody to even win for. But Daniel Jones, the Giants quarterback, goes down with an injury, and now you have the battle of the backups in just a horrible football game for everyone involved. 19-17 is the final score. I don't want to talk about this game, Chris. I don't want to invest my time in this.
It hurts. It hurts me to even see it on the schedule.
It's like, why? God. I'm trying to watch some football. You got this game on. Oh, anyway. Chargers Bills, moving on already. That was the fastest 2-minute segment of my life. Anyway, Chargers Bills. Bills win 27-17. And Justin Herbert blows yet another game for this team. Not even Herbert's fault. I think Anthony Lynn's fault. I mentioned it earlier. The clock management in this game was horrendous. Horrible. Awful. They had the ball, I think, with 45 seconds, maybe 50 seconds left. They're on the Bills side of the football. They run the ball instead of spiking it on first down. It chews up, I'm not exaggerating, 33 seconds of clock. Yeah. 33 seconds. Then they spike it. Then they take a couple shots to the end zone, doesn't work out. You have like 4 seconds to throw a Hail Mary up, doesn't work. Mm-hmm. It's like, Lynn, this is on you. Like Herbert has them in position to make a strike to even keep them in contention in the game.
Yeah.
And you mismanage it. Like that's what you do. You have timeouts in your back pocket. You don't call them. And it's just like, dude, like just be better. That's my advice to Anthony Lynn. Be better. You have a great quarterback in Justin Herbert. He's going to win Rookie of the Year. You have great weapons around him. You got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. The list goes on and on and on. Just do something with it.
Yeah.
You're 3-8. You're not a 3-8 football team. You have more talent than that. You are not a 3-8 football team. Do better. Yeah. Buffalo gets a good W against them. Josh Allen plays, pretty average. You hold them in check. Win this football game.
No, that's a fact. No, I hear you. I just don't. I don't want to. And I'm glad that you're on the player's side. I like a guy like you, Joe. Yeah. But I don't think that it was Joe. I don't think that it was just Anthony Lynn's fault. I'm looking at Herbert's stat line right here. He was 31 for 52, 316 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. And we know how bad that interception looked. That's on him as well. As much of the blame as Anthony Lynn gets, he has to get the same amount. We all know that everything is put on, the spotlight is put on the quarterback, and he needs to be able to take it. This is his rookie year. This is his time to understand that when you lose, this is what's going to happen. People are going to talk about you and talk about how bad you're playing and find a way to diminish you. I'm not here to diminish you, bro, but it is evident that this play is not going to work for you in the future.
Yeah, it's Lynn, why are you throwing the ball 50 times with a rookie quarterback? You should not be putting that much pressure on this kid to win the football game. Find other ways to win. That's your job.
And I think the only reason why is because of Eckler. Because Eckler is just not coming back, so you can't just put the whole load on him. He just came off an injury. He'll end up getting injured again. So I get it, right? But still, there needs to be other ways for you to do this.
For sure.
Get the game.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. Raiders Falcons, 43-6. Wow. Just that's what I said. Wow. The Atlanta Falcons, who have been horrible this year, laugh out loud bad. 43 points on Shucky and company. And the Raiders don't even manage a touchdown. Or did they manage a touchdown? I thought it was 2 field goals, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
6 points is 6 points. Doesn't matter. 6 points against the Atlanta Falcons defense, who has been really, really bad.
No, they scored. He just missed a field goal.
Oh, so they did score a touchdown. But it doesn't matter. 6 points anyway. It doesn't matter. This has been a bad defense, a bad team in general.
Yeah.
43 points on you, that's embarrassing. Derek Carr, you were starting to gain a little momentum with me. You were like, oh, maybe you're regaining this former, I think 3 years ago he was in the MVP conversation, right? He had 35 touchdowns before he broke his foot or whatever. I was like, maybe he's starting to regain some of that form. Nope. Not after this game. 43 points against you. You score 6 points. That's it. No, I'm off the train. That's it. You're paying him $25 million a year. At one point, that was the number one salary for quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm done. Draft a quarterback. I'm done.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, I don't believe it. I just think that, it's a bad game. It happens, but I hear you. I hear where you're coming from, because it's just, if you look at his whole body of work, he's really only had one good season where it was like, all right, like this guy is serious. But other than that, it's just been like all right, we're getting by. We need this piece. We need that piece. And I kid you not, he's done ran through a couple pieces. You know what I'm saying? It's just not working out. So I get it. But I think this is a bad game. This is just a bad game.
Very bad
Atlanta
game.
just came out to play. Like, I'll give it to Atlanta. Atlanta came out to play for sure, especially after like the past few weeks and how they've been playing. You know what I'm saying? They came out to play this week, and I applaud them for it.
It just shocks me,
though. Win. You know what I'm saying? If it's an easy win, take it.
It just shocks me, though, because the Raiders were actually surging a little bit. They had some life. Yeah. They had some life in that crowded AFC West.
Yes.
And they just lay a goose egg like this. It was just like, it was sad. I didn't like seeing it. But Derek Carr, yeah, you're done. I'm off the bandwagon. You no longer have the Joe Stafford endorsement. That's it. You're done. Never getting it back. Anyway, I'm sure this was your favorite game of the weekend.
Yes, sir.
49ers and the Rams, 23-20 final score. And it was partially one of my favorite games as well, just to see Jared Goff losing into backup. That was just so funny to me to watch. Man, but Chris, I'm not going to comment on this. This is all your show. What did you think of the game?
Did you see my dog, Richard Sherman? Mm. Man. We were out there balling. I thought it was an amazing game. We was out there playing the exact same game that the Rams played, like I said. We ran the ball, did a lot of reverses, like I said was going to happen, and we were just going to be better. A lot of people put my team off simply because everybody was like, yeah, they're all hurt. There's nobody out there. And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, and I'm talking to other 49er fans. I'm just thinking in my head, like, they're not real 49er fans. They don't know that everybody is coming off the IR this week. Like, everybody was coming in. And I'm like, do they not see this? I'm excited. I'm super excited to see this. And I'm like running around the house with my Niners gear on, talking to my boys like, yo, y'all watching the game? Pay attention. It ain't nobody paid attention, but our defense was the key factor throughout this whole game. We still got some work to do on offense, and that's so much so just because of the quarterback. We need another quarterback to come in and help us out. Next year, I'm talking about, but as of right now, our defense is holding it down, and Richard Sherman, who is going to be a future Pro Bowler, a future Hall of Famer, led the way, and he showed it with a pick.
For sure. I mean, that you pretty much summed the whole game up. I like that. Rams stunk. Jared Goff, system quarterback, can't do anything elite. That's just the bottom line. Cooper Kupp.
Well, we've already said it. We've already said it, Joe. Like, he can't do anything.
He's just not good at one specific thing. Like, it's incredible. And people are like, "Oh, you're exaggerating a little bit." I'm like, I really don't think I am. Like, no, is he super mobile? No. Is he super accurate? No. Does he have a great arm? No. Does he have great pocket awareness? No, he doesn't. He's a great bitch.
And it shows just by the plays that they run, just by the offensive plays. Like, they ran reverses, counters.
Yeah, no, he's a great bitch boy. I mean, he's a phenomenal bitch boy. He just follows orders like a dog. It's awesome. Yeah. For Sean McVay.
I'm looking at his stats. He's 19 for 31, 198 yards, and 2 interceptions.
Yeah, system quarterback.
And then you give him $100,000, healthy as Knox. Dak Prescott is sitting on the side somewhere, praying that, holding off on his money. Probably can't even go to Cancun like he really wanted to do, and buy that nice house, on the side of the island, and chill out because they didn't want to pay him, and then he gets hurt, Now he's sitting up here hurt, icing up and trying to get back. While this guy is here playing a game, stinking it up when he could just be on the sideline, making vet minimum, which is still really good, but making vet minimum. But look at us now. Look at where we're at.
What was vet minimum when you played?
Vet minimum for me when I played was $2.2 million.
Woo!
2.2 million. It was going up. Every year it goes up.
Must be so nice to be athletic and everything. It must be so nice. It must be great. 2.2 million. Just get signed to the roster.
Listen, Joe. It's fun and all, but at the end of the day, all of this is gonna go away. I'm not gonna ever play football.
That's why you got me.
Professionally again. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know that. That's why I came over here to your side.
Exactly.
Podcasting and media relations and all this stuff, bro. Getting in front of the camera, being behind the camera. Like, this is stuff that I can do for the rest of my life. And if you look at people like Skip and Shannon, Max Kellerman.
Who's horrible, by the way.
Stephen A. Smith. These guys are making a killing doing this. A killing.
We can do that.
And they can do this for the rest of their lives. They can do this for the rest of their lives. Sit on the couch and just talk shit.
So can we. We're already really good at it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we're doing.
It's literally the first season. It's literally the first season of our show, and like we're already killing it. It's like, what's gonna happen next season?
You know what I'm saying? Like, playing football was fun, but this is fun too. Yep. We're not gonna miss anything, especially when things open up. We're gonna be going to games just like they're going to games. Yeah, actually, we're probably going to be going to more Super Bowls than a lot of NFL players.
True.
So who's really missing out?
I'm just waiting for someone else to pay my paycheck for that. That's all I'm waiting for.
I'm waiting for it too. Shoot.
That's all I'm waiting for. Call the line. Hit the line. We're always available. Anyway, Saints Broncos 31-3. I mean, this was the expected outcome for the entire game. I do want to highlight one thing before we move on, because this is not really worth examining here. But pay my respects here. Kendall Hinton. Hinton, right? Hinton, yeah. The Broncos quarterbacks all get COVID or close contact COVID, so they can't play in the game. Emergency quarterback was supposed to be one of the running backs. I believe the emergency running back was – what's his name? Royce Freeman. I think it was Royce Freeman was the emergency running back.
Hey, Royce Freeman coming out was a baller.
He was. But he was emergency quarterback. Yeah, emergency quarterback. But then they make the last-minute decision to go to Kendall Hinton. Mm-hmm. Before they went to Hinton, they tried to get their offensive quality control coach to be quarterback, but the NFL vetoed it, which I thought was funny. But yeah, people were clowning Kendall Hinton on social media. It's like this guy had literally a day to get the playbook down and to run and to get everything like settled down. Hasn't played quarterback in 3 years. Like, give the guy a break. He went 1 for 9 for 13 yards and 2 picks. Yeah, wasn't a great stat line. But dude, you try playing quarterback with a day's notice. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's just the same thing. That's just the same thing as I walked into class and I didn't study except for the 2 minutes that I had to sit outside and study for this test and try to pass it.
We're a bunch of keyboard warriors on their couch eating the potato chips talking about, I could do better than that. I'm like, yeah, I'd love to see you fucking try, you fat ass. Like, it's not going to work. Like, this is a professional athlete. If he can't do it, you can't do it.
I hate that. Like, especially it even goes deeper with other athletes. Like, football players swear, a lot of football players swear they're the best basketball players on the earth.
Are you?
And they talk about, and I was a part of it. I was a part of it as well. I said a little bit of something to this extent of, I could go sit on the bench of the NBA team and collect some checks. You know what I'm saying? But you got to think, the worst player on that team could probably more than likely smoke you in a one-on-one match. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't even be close. So that's the only thing. So when I hear stuff like that, especially when I hear like average Joe people who hasn't played the game, you know what I'm saying, say that, it makes me feel a certain type of way. I'm not gonna lie. It makes me feel like, we're not being appreciated when all we do is entertain you guys.
I'll give you a break on the basketball one because at least you're an actual professional athlete. You're 6'5", 230. You could probably play a couple minutes in the NBA. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if you could. But
No,
like,
absolutely.
but if like I'm saying I could play quarterback better than Kendall Hinton could, that's just that's a flat out lie. At least you have some valid. At least you have some validity towards yours. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
it's feasible for you to do that. It's not feasible to suit up for the Broncos.
Joe, you just gave me a great idea. I should start having story time on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Because it's a couple stories that I didn't even believe it happened to me. That happened through my time of being an athlete and, you know, playing football and stuff. But a lot of people don't know, like, basketball was my first sport. Like, I fell in love with that.
You should have played at Kentucky.
Right. And I might get some heat for saying this from my coach, because I know one of my coaches watches our podcast, but there are some times that I probably should have been on the field running a route, but I was in the basketball gym playing basketball and giving buckets. Like, that's just what I did. Somebody else who did that as well, probably not as much as me though, but Doug Baldwin was an avid basketball player. Like, soon as the season was over with, I had got my first season with the Seahawks. Soon as the season was over with, he called me. He was like, "Bro, I'm at LA Fitness down the street, man. Come up here. We playing." It's me, Sidney Rice, and all these other guys. I'm like, "Oh yeah, without a doubt, I'm in there." I go in there. It's literally the whole locker room is in here playing basketball. And I'm like, "Yeah, I knew why I picked Seattle. I love it here."
Who was the best player on the roster?
Me.
You're that's non-bias involved. Like you believe you were the best player out of that entire locker room.
Yes, I was the best player. Okay. Now, the best shooter, I'm not gonna lie to you. The best shooter, it's a toss-up between Bobby Wagner and Tyler Lockett.
Bobby Wagner was the best shooter on the team.
I'm telling you, Bobby Wagner can shoot the ball.
Wow.
He can shoot the ball. But the best player to ever that I've seen in my time with the Seahawks, the best player, and he was a retired player at that time. He was Sidney Rice. And I was guarding him. And I'm talking about, this dude was pulling up 30, 40 feet. Buckets. Jeez. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, he's out here playing.
I do not want to run fives with you ever. I just don't want to do that.
You probably don't, because I probably wouldn't even pass you.
Bro, I'm 6'3", 200 pounds, and like that's pretty big for a normal human being, like standard wise. And I would be a shrimp out there. I would literally be a shrimp.
Hey, listen, going to LA Fitness in Seattle during the off season is the best time to go and get runs in, because everybody's gonna be out there. Everybody's playing.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm the classic.
Bennett was balling out there.
Yeah. I'm the classic.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I got you. I'm like the classic gritty white guy off the bench that get you a couple buckets in the clutch.
With the headband on, like.
I got the pump fake going. I got all that shit. Yeah, that's me.
You got the comb over with the headband.
I'm the coach's son. Yeah.
But he probably can shoot. I'm picking him. He probably can shoot. I don't know.
Well, yeah, you have to find out yourself. Anyway, Chiefs Buccaneers, sorry. 27-24. But that score doesn't really do it justice. The Chiefs really blew the doors off this Bucs team. Tyreek Hill, 13 receptions, 269 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And I'll say it right now. I have no problem saying it. The most uncoverable receiver one-on-one in football.
Absolutely.
Most uncoverable. Because you just can't teach speed. You can't do it. You cannot teach speed. He runs probably close to a 4.1.
Yeah.
In real time. Probably close to a 4.1. Cornerbacks aren't that fast. I'm sorry. They're not that fast.
No, they're not.
That's just the bottom line. You cannot beat them in a speed race. That's it. Straight line, you're done.
I know how you can stop it, but
with safety over the top, that's about it.
You just got to put hands on them immediately. But Andy Reid does such an amazing job with his play calling. Like, there's no ways you're going to be able to get that. Yeah. He's going to get motion. He's going to be all over the place. Like, I watched the play. He literally like ran around, like he ran a fake jet sweep, came out the backside. When I knew, even I know, I'm an offensive player. Even I know you need to put hands on him coming out that backfield. Cornerback just lets him run right past him. Of course, he runs right behind him, gets up the field, catches the ball for like 40 yards. Like, come
Right.
on now. We like as deep like you got to know you need to put hands on him, and nobody's putting hands on him, and he's showing it. 206 yards. I'd be more mad if I was that DB, if I was that rookie DB that was guarding Tyreek Hill. I would be mad at my coach. Like, bro, do you not see what he's doing to me right now? Like, give me help. Cover two man, something,
55.
bro. Like, help me.
You
Like,
sound
there's
like
no
Chad Johnson. You sound like Chad Johnson from it. You're like, cover 2, 55, man to man. It's just so.
way.
But yeah, no, he got toasted. I don't blame the kid at all because you can't
I
cover
don't either.
1-on-1. I think
That's
honestly,
just,
I want to give the kid a high five and like an ice pack or something like that. Like he
no
needs some.
facts, because this honestly could set him up to have an amazing career. Like,
Yep.
this could just change his whole mindset of getting blasted on live TV and then have people talking about him. He's probably in his head. I hope it's not going a negative way. It's only going into a positive way where he's like, you know what, man, I have to take this and use this. Like, he can never do this to me ever again. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of mindset I'm hoping this DB has.
Yeah,
Where
I
he
hope so.
has,
I
like,
hope so.
an amazing
I hope.
career.
I hope so too. Looking on the offensive side of the ball, though, Brady didn't play that well.
No.
The team is just not gelling together. They are now 1-3 since AB hopped on board. Is this the product of force feeding Antonio Brown, or is this just like the natural process of not playing in the right system?
I think it's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of both, and the reason why I say that is because I'm a huge AB fan, but it's just not. It's just it's too much. You know what I'm saying? You could, I know people say you can never have too much, but this right here is just too much. You look at you look at KC. The main two people who are really getting the ball is Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're talking about you have on the Tampa Bay side, you have AB, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski, Rojo, you know what I'm saying, Leonard Fournette. Like, you got all these guys that's like actually really good. You know what I'm saying? And they all need the ball, and it's just not gelling. It's just not working right now. So I'm pretty sure next year there's going to be a couple people off the field. AB probably is going to go somewhere else.
To
Leonard
jail,
Fournette,
probably.
gone. You said where?
Jail,
Jail?
probably. Yeah.
Oh, no. I can't.
Dude, he's fucking crazy. Like, he's crazy. This dude's insane.
Nah, Joe, I can't let you do that, man. I can't let you do that, Joe. Everybody has problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all of us, even me and you, we feel like we are in our right mind, but due to certain circumstances, something might trigger in our head where we just might mess up. You know what I'm saying? And we're not messing up like intentionally. It's just how we react to certain things. I just think that there's something more to AB, which it has probably a lot to do with mental health. I've seen this man AB getting hit a couple times where he got knocked out of the game. That plays a huge role in your mental health and what goes on. You know, you might get triggered a little bit faster than you used to do back in the day. So I'm not just gonna say, I'm not just gonna downplay or bash AB, because there's something that could really potentially really be wrong with him, and I only can hope that he gets the help that he needs, because in my eyes, I feel like he is one of the best wide receivers in the game. He is definitely one of the best wide receivers in the game before this year had transpired. But I just, what I'm saying, I can never see. I can't just do that, man. Not with somebody who just looks like they have some mental health problems.
I'm not doubting his athletic ability. I think he's probably the most talented receiver in the league overall. I think he's proven that over his career. I just think he's off the wagon right now. I don't know what the hell's going on with his head. Something's wrong.
It could just be over. Sometimes we have to understand that. Like, I had to understand when I looked up and I was like, I got a guy who is half the size of me, slower than me, you know what I'm saying? And I just totally fuck up on this play. I knew it was my time. Like, all right, bro, after this, after this season, I'm cutting it. Like I'm calling it quits after this.
Right. No,
I
I'm with
just
you.
do. But you know what I'm saying? AB, he was probably thinking like to himself, like, I gotta be legendary, you know what I'm saying? I can come back, have this amazing career. You know, and a lot of times it just doesn't happen that way, and that's what it's looking like. But it could change. I don't know, because he could come back next year if he doesn't go to jail.
I'll do a little asterisk at the end if he doesn't go to
I
jail.
just don't know. I just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I got you. Anyway, moving on here. Bears, Packers. Literally nothing to talk about because the exact thing that was going to happen, that was supposed to happen, happened. 41-25, Aaron Rodgers dominates a injury-ridden Bears team. That's it.
Yeah, I really felt bad for my boy Danny Trevathan. He's out there, you know, working hard, but then you got him guarding Adams. So it's like, how do you have a linebacker on arguably one of the best wide receivers in the game? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just hard. I felt bad for him and the rest of the defense. Him, Khalil Mack, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for Buster Stearns because that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? I just feel bad for some of these guys. It's just not looking good for them.
For sure. All right, we're kind of running late on here, so we'll talk about the last game very quickly here. Eagles, Seahawks. If you guys needed one headline to understand what happened in this game, DK Metcalf. That's my headline. Dominated Darius Slay, and who is a very good corner in his own right, but just had a phenomenal football game here. Over 120 yards, just balled out a touchdown as well. He was almost unstoppable on Monday Night Football, and it's the reason they won the football game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Stafford Matthews wrap-up for Week 12 is in the books here. Week 13 picks on the way. I think I'm up by a game. I'm not sure. Kev will get back to you on that one, but a very, very close race to be sure when it comes to records from me and Chris. Week 13, here we go. Browns, Titans.
Oh, man. Browns, Titans. Let's go.
Titans, easy. If the Browns win this game, I don't even know what I'm going to do with myself.
Hey, listen. Browns win, boy. That's gonna mess up everything in my little fantasy right now because I have no Browns players, and the person I'm playing has at least two or three Browns players.
There we go. Raiders, Jets here. I'm going with the Raiders, but I'm not feeling super confident about it.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jets. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with my team. Hey, I want the job, guys. If y'all are watching or listening to this podcast right now, Chris D. Matthews wants the president job or GM job for the Jets.
Anyway, Jaguars, Vikings. Better game than people realize. I really hope the Jaguars win the football game, but I'm picking the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm going with the Vikings as well. That'll be that. I mean, it's not going to be an easy one, but I think they'll win that one for sure.
Bengals, Dolphins. I'm really upset Joe Burrow's hurt specifically for this game. I wish I could see Burrow versus Tua Tagovailoa. Not going to happen. I'll go with the Dolphins anyway.
I'm going with the Dolphins as well on this one. I think they have their defense is playing pretty good right now. They'll be able to capitalize on the lack of talent that they have over there on the offense side.
Colts, Texans. If Deshaun Watson still with Will Fuller, I'm picking the Texans, but he doesn't. I'm going with the Colts.
I'm sticking with the Texans on this one. I think they'll figure it out. They have other players out there, other receivers that's out there that's going to help them out. For example, Randall Cobb. I'm sticking with him.
All right. Lions, Bears. This is a horrible game. I'm going with the Lions here. I really want Uncle Matt to just thrive in this offense for once. It never happens, but I keep hoping for it. So I'm going with Matt Stafford and the Lions.
Yeah, no, I'm going with Matt Stafford and the Lions as well. Bears defense probably is going to come back and hit him in the mouth. I believe that, but overall, I think just having all three phases going on in the game, it's probably going to be the Lions winning. Interesting
game here. The Saints and the Falcons. Interesting because I would argue Derek Carr is a better quarterback than Taysom Hill is as an actual passer.
Mm-hmm.
And he only put 6 points up on this defense. But the Saints turned around and put 31 points up last week anyway with Hill. Ton of a tough game. I'm going with the Saints as a safe pick, but the Falcons could surprise us all.
Yeah, they could surprise us, but but it's not going to be a game to me because I'm sitting up here looking at a team that's 9-2 with a backup quarterback who just scored 31 points, and then you have another team that's 4-7 who had a great game this past week, but are they going to be able to double it up? I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going with the Saints.
Giants, Seahawks. Seahawks.
Yeah, let's move on from that one. We already know Seahawks.
Put you down for the Giants. Anyway, Rams, Cardinals here. I'm gonna go. Oh, that's a tough game. Cardinals didn't look great against the Patriots. Rams defense is pretty good. I'll go with the Rams here.
I'm going with the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals come back with another. I haven't seen Kyler Murray have 2 bad games in a row. He can shut down. Jalen Ramsey can shut down one, but he can't shut down the other. So they have a couple other receivers that's out there that's going to be able to score some points and make some big gains. So I'm going with Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm feeling very shaky about that. Honestly, very shaky about that pick.
It's already sealed in.
Yeah, Patriots, Chargers here. I'm going with the New England Patriots here. Rookie quarterbacks aren't good historically against Bill Belichick. It's in the proof's in the pudding. You can go look it for yourself here. I'm going with the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going with the Patriots as well. Not because of this rookie quarterback don't do good against the team. No, I'm not doing that. I just think that the Patriots is going to have a really good defense. I think that's all it is.
I'm just sounding like a fool up in this place. Anyway, Eagles, Packers, duh.
Packers, easily.
2.0. Broncos, Chiefs. Steelers, Washington football team, Steelers. A lot of lopsided games this week. Bills, 49ers.
49ers.
I'll go with the Bills just to antagonize you. I'll go with the Bills. Cowboys, Ravens.
Stop it right now. I just thought about it. Joe, where is my picture at? Next podcast we record, you have to wear that jersey the whole podcast, Joe.
I'll do you one better. I'll wear it on the next podcast anyway, but I'll do you one better. I have a little surprise for you.
Okay.
I have a little surprise for you.
Yeah, okay.
I dropped the ball on that one, guys. I'm sorry. Bills, 49ers. I'll go with the Bills here. Just to antagonize Chris.
Yeah, okay. I hear you. I'm going 49ers just because I know that we're just going to have – our defense is going to be stout.
Fair enough. Cowboys, Ravens on a Tuesday. Interesting game. I'm going to go with the Ravens here.
Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens as well. This wasn't a hard one, man. This wasn't a hard week. I feel like we'll bump our little stat ratio. Well, I think I will because I pick better players. Pick the better teams.
Do you know?
Stat ratio will probably be a little bit higher than yours this week. It wasn't really hard. I might play pick'ems this week too.
Oh yeah?
It's money.
There we go. Well, I'm rubbing you a little bit too. That's funny. All right. Stafford Matthews episode 12 is in the books. Lock in your locks of the week because we pick all of our games right every single week. Just look at 70% of the time it works every time. Joe Stafford, final thought here. I won $70 this weekend. Try to keep it going this weekend. A little parlay action. We'll see. Chris, any final thoughts?
No, I just want to say happy holidays to everybody. Go to Boston's Big Three if you want to get your kids a gift or get your family members a gift. Why don't you go check out Boston's Big Three, man? We have a lot of good merchandise out there. We have coffee mugs, we have sweaters, we have hats, we got shoes, we got baby clothes, we got couches, we got pictures of me in there that you could buy. we got a whole bunch of stuff for you guys for Christmas, man. Go in there and go check it out. Especially Joe, he just dropped some new merch this week. Go check it out, man. Run it up.
We have about half of the things you just described. About a half.
Hey, but listen, ain't that how? Isn't that how these fast food restaurants do it though? Like they sit there and they sell you with all these, man, with the cheese oozing out on the side and all of this stuff. You be like, man, that stuff is fire right there. Then you get up in there and you look at your burger and it's just plain. Like there's
you're right.
Nothing appeases you. The cheese is still cold as hell, flapping in the wind. Like, man,
it's just smart marketing. Speaking of cheese, I want to try In-N-Out so badly if I go to LA. I need to try In-N-Out.
Yeah. Don't even trip, bro. I got you.
I gotta try that.
Put a little chop peppers in there,
Ooh.
chop chilies in there, throw your little animal style fries on the side, get you a nice little milkshake, and then a water because it's gonna be thick, and a little water on the side, man. And I guarantee you, bro, you're gonna have the time of your life when you eat that.
I can't wait. Stafford Matthews, episode 12 wrapping up. We'll see you guys next time.